Green to Stay Eco, Bounty News. Hope you're well, team. Just want to make a quick video today. Something that's been in my mind. I thought of doing this video like during the COVID lockdown, but I didn't do it, discussing this particular point. But I'll do it today. I was just thinking, if you're a young person, particularly in the Western countries, Australia, Britain, Canada, New Zealand, Germany, France, and if you were thinking of joining the armed forces or the police force, I think you'd have to really question that decision, and not necessarily not make that decision, but you'd have to reflect on it in a completely different perspective now, as opposed to traditionally 10 years ago, 20 years ago. And simply because of the types of things that the political establishment in those Western countries are deemed the values and the principles that these governments deem worthy of protecting and perpetuating. So here in Australia, the Prime Minister has become the first Western leader to be referred to as an accomplice in a genocide. And apparently, I haven't followed his take on it, but I've heard that he's just shrugged it off. And this is not to say, if you were thinking of joining these forces, that you would not join, because I think that within these forces, in the police, in the military, that there are principled people who generally think they can make a difference to protecting their country's values, to protecting their fellow citizens. I'm sure that there are good men and women in those forces that could probably be a force for good in the future. But I think anyone who's in these forces now, police, military, you have to reflect on the course that your government, so some of the decisions that they're making are going in. And I don't know, I just want to make that point, that you have to reflect on these things, because if the Prime Minister is being considered an accomplice in a genocide, then how will the military or the defence forces be viewed, who may be an accomplice in these serious accusations? You may be an accomplice. And that's not to say not to quit. That's not to say that you should quit or not quit, because I think in the future there are good people that will provide a positive spirit to their countries and make a contribution to the citizens in the future. But anyway, that's just something that's been in my mind, as I reflect on the protests that are happening worldwide. And I don't know, what are your thoughts? But I definitely think that these services are going to be viewed in a different light now, and that's something to consider in the future. Well, right now, it's something to consider right now and into the future. Anyway, I just want to leave that thought there. Reflect on what your commanders or your superior officers might be ordering you to do in the future, and reassess your own values in light of that, and to weigh up whether you think you can be a positive force in the future for the citizens, because that's basically what they're there for. They're there for the citizens of those countries and for humanity. But I think we're nearly going into an area where these forces are used as a tool to perpetuate a certain political ideal or an economic ideal, and that's something you have to reflect on today and in the future. So I just want to leave it at that. Green to Stay Eco, Bounty News, the news with a tinge of mutiny, signing out.